credit to Matt Heaton and Jeremy Harrell on the left-hand side. The last few plays that they've run have been behind those two guys, and they've knocked Tri West off the line of scrimmage. And then when you put 220-pound running back behind those two guys, it's been pretty simple here in the last few plays.
24-13, the Cougars lead it. Still trying for that elusive point after. Give to Vega, and he's going to be in for the two-point conversion. That'll make it 26-13, and it is a two-touchdown differential, 13 points with 3:51 to play.
And again, the same thing, just off the left guard, left tackle, and just squeaks it right in there for the two-point conversion, and that puts Tri West in a world of hurt. Although the passing game's been what they've been able to succeed at today, down 2 touchdowns with less than 4 minutes is going to be a major task.
Frank Vega came into this ball game with 220 points. He's added 2 touchdowns and a 2-point conversion today. 234 points for the junior running back. The Carroll drive took 6 minutes off the clock, 12 plays to move it 38 yards, and Frank Vega runs it in, also adds the 2-point conversion. And with 3:56 to play, it's 26-13. The Carroll Cougars on the verge of winning the first state championship in any sport in school history. We won't forget, though, that in the first half, Tri West had a 2-play, 65-yard drive, so the Bruins do have quick strike capability. Mogensen to kick it off. Boots it deep. And it will go out of bounds. Making the right decision that time was Chris Voles, and Tri West will start with the football at its own 35-yard line.
Not much time left, so you know that Tri West is going to have to go almost exclusively to the passing game, and that makes it tough when the defense can just kind of pin their ears back and come after you. And Carroll has some outstanding people on that defensive front in rushing the quarterback.
Carroll has officially 1 sack in the game, but several times here in the second half have pressured. The Cougars have pressured quarterback Jeremiah Crouch, who's in the I formation now. And the 2-minute drill will be the way the offense will operate now, needing 2 scores for Tri West. And the intended receiver, Cat, is going to be hit and hit hard by Jeremy Francis on the coverage. The pass incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Not much available on that little flat pass. You would like to get the ball into David Cat's hands out in the open field, but just too tight a coverage. He really didn't have a chance to catch it and go anywhere.
Give credit to Carroll's defensive backfield. A lot of the pressure has been because of the coverage of this Carroll defensive backs. And Jeremiah Crouch's head as he goes to throw the football and thrown incomplete. Matt Heaton came through to apply the pressure.
Again, he was just trying to throw the ball out in the flat because of awful good coverage downfield. Carroll's had coming into today, I think, 20 interceptions, so their secondary is pretty ball-wise and can get to the football in a hurry and has been opportunistic.
Created 3 turnovers, 4 turnovers, 3 interceptions. Pass down the left sideline is going to be picked off by Kyle Hamilton. That's his 2nd interception of the ball game, the 4th for this Carroll defense. And everybody standing on the Carroll side of the field with 3:43 to play. The Cougars have the ball back with a 13-point lead.
Yeah, I think they were just throwing it up for grabs, hoping that somebody could make a big play, and they were just too good at coverage. And I think that's a 2nd interception for Kyle Hamilton today.
1st and 10 at the 38, and for Carroll, the name of the game is to move the down sticks a couple times and run the clock out. Frank Vega gets the handoff. He's got running room across midfield and out of bounds at about the 40-yard line. Running him out was Chris Voles. Frank Vega now well over the 100-yard mark.
This is the same simple off-guard tackle play that they ran on the goal line 3 consecutive times, but I think at this point, with not much time remaining, I think their offensive linemen's just simply dominating the line of scrimmage, and Tri West is just kind of hanging on now.
Vega with 23 yards there now, 23 carries, 125 yards rushing, and he'll get it again. Pick up a couple yards this time up the middle before he's brought down. Kyle Hamilton with those 2 interceptions has tied a state championship game record. He's the 18th player to have 2 interceptions in a ball game. Most recently, Travis Meister from Bremen last year in the 2A game picked off 2 passes. Tri West uses its first time out. The Carroll fans on the far side of the field, as you can see, making a lot of noise right now. And Coach, you were in this situation last year, taking a Class A state championship home to North White. What does it mean to these smaller communities especially?
Well, it's just hard to explain. The feeling that the people in the community have. Sports is a big part of a small-town community anyhow. And then to have the kind of success that Carroll's had this year, and I know that we had last year, everyone talks about it, and we'll talk about it for years and years and years. It's just something that small-town communities will live with for the rest of their lives.
Certainly the community of Flora here today for Carroll, also the community of Lisden here for Tri West out of Hendricks County. As Frank Vega gets yet another carry. He's brought down by Ryan Ross. Gained maybe a yard. It'll be 3rd down and about 7.
Yeah, when these kids get back home, I'm sure that the people from all the communities will be gathered to bring them back in. I know when we ventured back home last year, we couldn't even get into town. They had everything all blocked off, and the streets were lined with people, and so it's just something that draws everyone together, and it's just a tremendous experience for everyone in the community. And I know that the Carroll players, when they get back home, will be talking about this forever.
3rd down and 7. Tri West has used its 2nd timeout. John Hendricks, 33 years old, the head coach of the Carroll Cougars in his 5th season, has been very, very successful. 45-11 his career record coming into this one, but certainly the biggest game of his career. Actually, for Carroll, to be the first state championship for any school in any sport in Carroll County. Frank Vega carries it once again. He's brought down by Trevor Buchanan. Picked up about 4 more yards. It'll be 4th down and a couple. 26 carries for Vega, 132 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a point after 2-point conversion. Coach, you get to face him next year again at North White. He's just a junior.
Yeah, you would have to bring that up, wouldn't you? Actually, Carroll does have a number of underclassmen. A lot of their dominant players are really juniors, and we're not looking forward to that. But we'll strap them up and get ready to go for next season, and I'm sure they're going to cherish this one.
4th down and a couple. We'll call it short 3, a long 2, whichever you prefer. 2:45 to play. That's the last time out for Tri West. Several fans on the other side for Tri West standing, showing their support. It certainly has been a successful season when you can go 12-2 and make it to the RCA Dome, even though you're going to get a runner-up medal after this game. It no doubt has been a stellar season for the Tri West Bruins. The handoff to Vega. He cuts through, and he has one man to beat and is brought down at the 20-yard line by Justin Heath, or Frank Vega was en route to the end zone once again.
Yeah, I think you have to give a lot of credit to this Tri West football team, because I think, quite frankly, the size factor kind of showed here in the second half. Carroll has some tremendous size in comparison to them, and they were able to use their quickness and agility to get to the football and make some big plays. But in the fourth quarter, it just seems like Carroll's kind of worn them down. And you're right, a 12-1 record coming in is a tremendous effort. They've played some outstanding competition to get to this point and have had a great, great year.
Someone other than Frank Vega gets it this time. Handoff goes to Hamilton. He'll be stopped in the backfield for a 1-yard loss. Justin Heath with yet another tackle. Second down and 11. Clock moving now inside of 2 minutes. Tri West has used all of its timeouts. The Bruins cannot stop it the rest of the way. They're sure the Carroll Cougars will continue to play the power football. Double tight end, handoff to Vega up the middle. He'll get 4 or 5 more yards before he's brought down. It'll bring up a third down and about 8. Awful lot of smiles on the Carroll side of the field right now, but nobody has started to celebrate just yet. About 1:09 away from it. Quarterback Matt Hood done a good job conducting this offense. Little mix-up there, and Hood's going to have to hang on to it and eat the football. Hood 5 of 10, throwing the football for 29 yards. He's also run it 10 times for 36 yards, including an 18-yard run.
It looked like somebody went the wrong way, but I don't think anybody cares on the Carroll sidelines at this point.
Fourth down at about 8. 20 seconds left to play. Carroll is going to win the Class A State Football Championship in 1995. Hood taking every last second off the play clock. He gives to Vega. Vega trying to get outside. He can't do it as Jason Ward steps up. The leading tackler on this Tri West team. Brings down Frank Vega, and the ball will change possession with 9 seconds to play. Carroll defense, which has pitched a shutout in the second half, will come back on the field for one more play.
I think that's really been the key, was the defensive play of Carroll in the second half also. Able to shut down, prevent the big plays, and do some of the things that they had done all season.
Pass is intercepted by
Kyle
Hamilton, and time has expired. Hamilton has just set a new state championship game record with 3 interceptions, the 5th for the Carroll defense on the day, and the Cougars come on the field to celebrate. Here it is once again, the last play of this football game. The Cougars win it 26-13 and are the Class A state champions in 1995. Coach, it was an outstanding football game, and it's cliched, but we'll say it. Somebody had to win, somebody had to lose, and Carroll came out in the second half and won this football game.
I think you're right. I think they came out and played some tremendous football on both sides of the line of scrimmage, and as we said to start the ball game, the keys are going to be the domination of the defensive and offensive fronts, and I think for the most part Carroll was able to do the job on the defensive and offensive lines.
Well, we're going to have to run one more play here, as they had looked like a roughing the passer penalty, which is going to give the ball back to the Tri West Bruins. Take Hamilton's interception away, and once again, they'll throw for the Down long down the left side.